Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to a brand new series. It's sort of a revisiting of an older series. We are doing the tour of the Welsknight Gaming Patreon server. Every year, right before the server resets, or at least shortly before the server resets, I do a grand tour, look at all the builds that all the different community members and stuff like that have made, all the different bases, all the different community builds, just everything. And it's going to be awesome. I've got the whole thing all recorded. When you're watching this, I'm actually away at Too Many Games convention in Philadelphia. So these will be your daily Minecraft videos while I am gone. Before we jump into the tours, I do want to talk a little bit about the Patreon server, because every year when I do these tours, there's a whole bunch of people who say, oh, Wells has a Patreon server. I didn't even know. And then there's a whole bunch of new people who decide to support me on Patreon, which is wonderful. But I want to kind of set expectations. If you don't want to hear all this rambling about the Patreon community and how Patreon works and all that other kind of stuff, I'll put a timestamp that you can skip to and you can jump right into the tour. But before we get to the tour, as I said, I want to talk a little bit about Patreon. I am very, very hands-off when it comes to my Patreon server. I don't really play on my Patreon server. I see it as a community where I provide the server itself, but I basically leave it up to the community to do what they want as far as when they want to reset, what the map is going to be like, what rules they want to have, all that kind of stuff. I leave it up to the community. I do have a couple of moderators who do a fantastic job, but really I just kind of provide the place for people to get together and play Minecraft and have a good time. And I have a very wonderful and positive community, and everyone gets along, and it's a great place. And obviously it's a family-friendly environment as well. So you'll have parents who play with their kids, you'll have people who just want to play Minecraft, and it's a great community. But I want to kind of set that expectation that if you do decide to join my Patreon community and play on the Patreon server, I want to set that expectation that you're probably not going to see me on the server often, if at all. So I want to make that clear, because obviously I am expecting that there will be people who decide to join the Patreon server as a result of this tour. Now, I'm doing this tour because the Patreon server is going to be resetting fairly soon. We don't know exactly when yet. It's very much dependent on when 1.13 comes out, but sometime shortly after 1.13 comes out and the proper Spigot plugins are updated, we will be updating and resetting the server and starting fresh. It's probably going to be sometime, it will for sure be sometime no earlier than June. So if you do decide to support me on Patreon, you will be able to be in at the ground floor when the Patreon server resets. I wanted to make sure that that happens because I process all Patreon rewards towards the beginning of every month. So if you, for example, this video comes out, say, June, I don't even know, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but say it comes out like June 21st, right? And you decide, oh, I want to join the Patreon community. Those rewards would get processed sometime in early July. And then the Patreon server will not reset until everyone who pledges to Patreon during this whole Patreon server tour time period. I'm not going to reset until those people have had a chance to actually join the server. So the reset will not happen without you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Other than that, I think that's pretty much the big thing. I just wanted to kind of set the expectations, but there's a ton of amazing builds that we're going to be looking at throughout the course of this tour, ranging from incredible community builds to fairy tale land to an 1850s recreation of Denmark to just all sorts of insane stuff. There's some very, very talented builders on this server and in this community, and I hope you guys get a lot of inspiration out of it and get some ideas. So without further ado, let's jump into the tour. All right, we are taking a look at a massive terraforming project, which is a community build. Who's walking me through this one?
So I should probably take the lead since I spent a lot of time working on this.
Okay.
Angel was our lead project designer.
That should be like a title.
He's also a little bit insane.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
So this is all built to be a walkthrough on the ground point of view.
Okay.
And as we adventure through, let's remember to speed it up by running. This has been tempered with a lot, and almost every single block has been either reconsidered or been changed or been something added to it.
Okay.
And I'm not even joking. So the walls that, if you can see them wells,
I can.
They are all made from this view. All of the walls you can see are made by me.
Gotcha.
And the groundwork we are walking through is also made by me and the little city.
Okay.
Basically, I took a giant charge. But the trees that you see are made by another player on the server, AdaMaster Gaming.
Okay.
And as we slowly comes to this area, we are going to like jump over where AdaMaster made some barracks type, and this area is made in kind of like a degraded kind of idea.
Sure.
Where you know
Let's go this way.
Yeah, that's way. Let's go to the right. Where AlethaPrime that we have with us has made some autumn statues that's also been degraded and touched. And one member who's not with us on the tour right now, but Gru, has made a obelisk that's been degraded.
Gotcha.
So can I talk now?
Yeah.
Alright, so I built these barracks here. Got a little training dummy over here. It's all really like ruined and stuff.
Gotcha.
We've got more stuff over here as well. Angel built this bridge. It is amazing.
It is definitely not up to code. I'm seeing dangerous places where you could fall and experience a hazard. And I just want to stress a reminder for everyone that Welsknight Gaming is not responsible or liable for any injuries that may occur from falling through bridges and things like that.
No,
on the Patreon server.
that's my line. That is my line. Welsknight. That's mine. You can't take that.
I just did.
Damn it. I may have somehow taken a couple live here on the server. Just a few, right guys?
It happens.
Guys, there's a hole here. I found a hole.
Well, we don't talk about. So
yeah, this was all built up.
We can't go like through all of the small like chasm, but there's one here where it takes you to a place, but let's fast forward a little bit. Just go back to where we started, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Everybody here?
So whatever.
Well, like I can shoot a nitro.
Yeah. so again, there's a two ways. So we're gonna take the first one where we be going through, where it's kind of in the old times where the smugglers had to find another way.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of based on that loosely.
Okay.
Like the idea that they have to like go through the rocketing mountains where dangers could lie ahead.
Gotcha. So you got like a little discrete pathway here.
Yes. And this is mainly done by me again. Yeah, well.
This is where we stored all of our supplies. We were flying up here a lot.
Gotcha.
And I see Angel is not using torches again for lighting.
Yeah. What's your word? I don't know.
This is an angel build. What did you expect?
Yeah. Like there's and Wells, of course, like since this is it's just a aesthetic pleasing build, don't like try to dig down because maybe there's a large way down.
Yeah, of course.
So as you can probably see here on your left, this is the Dwarven Gate.
Ah.
Which is going with the theme that do you recognize something, Wells?
I recognize one of the statues. Both of the statues, in fact, which are from, I believe, my Hermitcraft base, but with different blocks.
Exactly. Because you did it with stone, it's like putting more stone on stone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And this is then the Dwarven Gate where they are... Like, we don't need more because we can see where it actually led to.
Can
But
I
the
talk
draw-
a little bit?
Oh
I
yeah.
built this path over here. Most of this was me, basically. Angel had the idea for this. He told me to like integrate the stone with the path from the mountainy area.
Yep.
There's a little bit of like an Easter egg over here. Yeah, it's all covered by this grass. We have like a gravestones.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
Yeah. So Adam was very helpful, like getting all of the area, getting with the point of view that we were working on.
Mm-hmm.
And as we you can just go ahead and look basically Welsknight.
This is very cool. Kind of a big
So,
cavern.
Exactly. It's loosely thought of, I don't know, but from the Lord of the Rings, I can't remember right now.
The Moria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
definitely
like,
see the
it's-
influence that Lord of
I
the
did-
Rings sort of Mines of Moria
Yeah.
style. Yep.
I built these like pillars holding up the ceiling.
Looks
Yes.
great, guys.
Any idea where you guys are at?
We're inside like the dwarven area.
Oh,
Can I get a TP?
stuff happened. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm way back at spawn.
Had some technical difficulties.
Yes.
Bad
But-
Aletha.
But yeah, AdaMaster was so helpful making the pillars here in the middle.
Gotcha.
The design for the pillars.
Yep.
These
And-
went through a few iterations.
Yeah. Bigger than what we needed, basically.
I can't believe you guys hand built this all.
But yeah, again, a lot of.
Isn't it?
So I did a large chunk of this as well, but here, Coecoebutter helped me
Okay.
with the
I
designing
would
stuff.
be over there, but I have to go and fix something real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So Coecoebutter helped me a lot with doing some of the roof detailings, and doing some of the the pathways and ideas to make some of it. For example, like helping me with this room where we have 3 different bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that was we both terraformers trying. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, don't fall down because there's probably not a way
Okay,
out.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Probably
We
mobs.
used a
down
lot
there
of
as
ender
well.
pearls.
Yes, a lot of ender pearls has been used here. But yeah, so it's kind of like a net of tunnels that all like tangle in between each other, where it can be a little bit confusing where to go at some points.
Sure.
This was mostly Coco. Oh, hey Coco, you can talk about.
Well, we wanted to make sure that there was more than one way to get into every place.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, there's this path over there, and there's another path over there that leads to our main area.
Okay.
This was my my first try at like making something that would stand in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a rose bush here because that'll signify something later on in the build.
Gotcha.
And then Angel told me to make it more wider, but I ended up making it more compact. And I'm better at compacting things, and Angel would always have
Oh,
to
so
tell
you're
me
missing
that I need to make it more compact, make it more
Gotcha.
open.
Exactly. So this was made by what we adventure into that cave also resemble is a fellow player here in the server, StinaRose, and when we go out through the doors, be careful of the door walls. Don't open.
This door?
Oh,
The store right here, yeah.
yeah. Be careful, your eyes might burn.
Great block palette.
Amazing. Vander was trying to do something over here that didn't exactly work, and apparently he broke blocks.
I see.
So
Oh, there's like a library over here.
this was made by Coecoebutter.
Yeah.
The beacon of non-spies.
Yeah, someone, I think Spy had put this in, and there had been a beacon there, and and he ended up taking it back.
Gotcha.
And
Oops, I didn't
if
do
you
that.
come behind this painting right here,
Mm-hmm.
it'll take you down here into something me and Aletha built, the Dragon Den.
Gotcha.
Somebody stuck a dragon head on me and wouldn't take it off.
Not naming any names.
Not naming any Zapdos is what?
Yeah. So we can we can't show all the small details, but yeah, there was a lot of fun, intricate small details all around.
Yeah, I can see. There's just tons of little things around here.
So so if you follow, can you see me?
Yep. Right behind
Yep.
you.
So like I said, StinaRose did this, and we kinda had to resemble that it was StinaRose who did it with the castle. There was a plan of this, being the other side of the terraforming area. Like this was the outer edge.
Mm-hmm.
But we never got to do the secondary mountain part that was supposed to be here. So now it's just a castle.
Gotcha. I also
Wait a
can
minute.
see the tunnels
No,
over
don't
here.
look, Welsknight, don't look, don't look, Wells. Yeah.
Hey, good thing I covered the top of it though.
Yeah.
Good work on
So
that.
so yeah, that's
And we have my little cave over here too.
yeah. A second. If you come to the front of the cave again, Wells.
Yep.
Yep. Over here. That Coco will get you through.
Oh, look at that.
Cool.
Little ice cave
Down here.
thing. Gotcha.
And yeah, this has then taken the 6 month spanning from start of this year to now. So
Yeah, this is awesome. There's so much stuff here. Like, especially all the terraforming and like all the little details and the landscaping and the walls and like all that kind of stuff. Fantastic.
yeah, a lot
It's
of
really fun to
Can I ask you a
build.
question? On a scale from 1 to Scar, how bad, how good, or bad?
I rate it a perfect 5 out of 7.
Excellent.
That's an
It's
interesting.
an older
point.
me, but it checks out.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's it.
Well, cool. Let's move on to what do we want to do next? So here we are at the charged creeper farm.
So yeah, welcome. Yeah, building is not necessarily my forte, so this is actually a structure that I'm a little bit proud of. So basically, I ended up watching some of Cub's videos and figured if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is actually built exactly where he built his. So there, yeah. So it's there's 81 cells, so it's a 9x9, and it took me about 3 days to put it all together. And fortunately, I had some help from Angel and from Matthew, getting all of the creepers into the little cells, and also AFKing to make sure that I got the ones that I wanted. So if you come down to the kind of the second row down, you'll be able to see all the lovely residents of the farm.
Gotcha. There's a couple charged
And-
creepers in here.
Yeah, fortunately. So basically, the way this works is we just wait for them to charge, and then when we're ready, I think there should be a skeleton already down there. Go ahead and flick the lever.
Lever? There we go.
Aha. Server's a little.
Yeah, you know the redstone
Non-compliant.
thing was.
The redstone
All
thing? Are we speaking of magic?
Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
same thing.
Yeah. So if we wait for just a moment, we will see our newfound friend coming down this waterway.
Oh, I see him.
Some of us lost you.
He's on his
Aha.
way.
On the other
Great.
side, guys.
There used to be a chest. I don't know who took it.
Oh, it's in here. Prime.
Oh, is it? All right. So basically, if you want to go ahead with flint and steel, all you have to do is light the creeper and run.
Aha!
And if you open the chest, we get heads.
Oh, look at that.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And I also love the architecture in like
Thanks.
the 4 cardinal directions. these arches and stuff. That's a very cool touch. Makes it look really good.
Well, it made it a little bit easier to be able to get all the creepers up here, because sometimes you would find some on one side, and sometimes they would be on the other, and chase them around.
Makes sense.
Lots of asking people not to.
That makes sense. Well, cool. All right, we are here at the Nether Hub and the post office and the something else. Ooh, someone explain to me what's going on.
You just cut out.
You're cutting out a little bit there.
I'm cutting out. Oh no. So we're here at the Nether Hub and the post office, and who is showing me around?
I can do the hub, I guess. It was started by Obs, and I'm finished. He was going to originally have 4 staircases where you can see the beacon mines, or the beacons themselves. But when I came in here to help finish up, there was only resources for 1, so I did 1 staircase. It goes all the way to the above hub. I finished the dome up there. He did the walls, and he also, I think he did these arches too for the portals. These 4 portals lead to Spawn Town.
Gotcha.
And then of course the Cardinal Tunnels are their own thing.
Yep.
But that's just the hub.
Cool. I like it. I like the
And we need to
color
blame
well.
Ops for that. Blame Ops for that.
Blame
Blame
Obs.
Obs.
Always.
Blame Ops.
Always blame Obs. Indeed.
Down to the mail room.
When I joined, I had a test, and the test was who to blame always.
Yes. Where is the mailroom from here? Right.
So the post office can be accessed from any of the tunnels.
Okay.
I've been going down a completely different one from you guys.
Okay.
But yeah,
Congrats.
Congrats.
GG.
So welcome to the post office. Originally, when the server started, this was going to be the Wellsway Red station. It was going to be sort of a railway station for accessing all the player bases.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the company that was building the Wellsway went bankrupt, and this was sold and turned into a post office.
I see.
Some say you can still see the ghosts of the construction workers every now and then.
I like it. It's very cool. I always like wooden builds in the Nether. Like, there's something about that. It's just very good.
Well, wood felt like the most funniest way to build a post office, so and I also had a crap ton at my base, so
It works. And then there was something else too. There was the hub, the post office, and then what was the other thing?
the nether tunnels.
The Nether tunnels. Okay. Let's go look at the Nether tunnels.
Each of the directions I think was built by a different person.
No. I did 3 of them.
I did north, east, and west.
Yeah.
And Kate did the rest.
Okay, Pine. Walk me through northeast and west.
Let's go east first. That's my favorite.
Okay. Start with
Now-
the best.
Yeah,
East
start
way
with the
best.
best. Now,
North-
first thing you
that's
notice that we do have signs that tell you where the exit numbers. The exit numbers are essentially the chunk you're in.
I see. Okay.
So since we're near 0, we're always to have all the numbers in the same direction in here.
Gotcha.
And so therefore we have signs with the exit numbers. Now the walls in here have a W shape followed by a little thing with the light. So sometimes I had to double up on the squares because of trying to sort things out with the tunnels going through.
Sure.
And I decided to do a different color scheme on each one. And I thought that the one with the prismarine bricks is the one that worked the best.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Simple but
Now-
effective.
Simple but effective. Now, for the other directions,
Okay.
this is actually the second one I did. I was thinking of doing things based on elements. So therefore, this was obviously water. And then north, I was thinking of fire.
Okay.
So therefore, I wound up using granite.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense.
All right. So I used granite, and then of course used the glowstone here, since you find that in the Nether. So I
Yep.
thought that would be associated with fire.
Makes sense.
Now, the last one I did was the west side. The west side, I think, is the Maybe it wasn't quite as effective on that one because I thought I'd try terracotta if this was earth, so it's that terracotta and maybe jack-o'-lanterns, and at least in the new texture pack, which is what I'm using, it doesn't look so hot.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty decent in the old textures.
Yeah, I think if it looked like this when I did it, I would have thought of another idea.
Yeah, fair enough. And then there was the what's the one we're missing? The south tunnel?
South, yeah, the south one is one that somebody else did.
Candy.
And also has a completely different numbered system.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it does?
It was one of those things where somebody kept saying they were going to do the south tunnel, but they never. And eventually, after a few months, were just like, Candy wanted to do it, and she just went ahead.
Yeah, I think I was about 3 days from asking permission to do it when Candy decided to do it. I said, okay, fine.
Gotcha. And she's got some glass and little designs and stuff in here. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
It's like the air.
Yeah, this is what, because I was thinking, because this was going to be the air one. I was thinking what to do for air anyway, but Candy came up with the perfect idea for it.
Yeah, totally works.
Definitely.
Cool. What's next on the tour? Oh, look at that.
They'll hit a
This is ama-
pyramid.
and this is amazing.
The Guardian
And if you look
Pyramid.
back, Wells, at the Stargate.
Ah, yeah. Very cool.
And if we have the AFK spot up top,
Okay. Yep.
and we have, of course, Angel storage, because Angel helped me build this, and I learned a lot.
No problem, Joe.
And we
That's fun.
on the right side we have a elytra landing pad.
Gotcha. Always
This
an
is
essential.
built by me. Typhonus helped me do a lot of digging. A lot of people helped in, and I built the beacons. Those were the trick, though. We're doing redstone underwater, doing magic underwater.
Very cool.
They'll change. All three of them will change color when you've been here for a long time. Just to everybody, to let you know that you've been here enough to keep everything replenished.
Oh, cool. There's a
And
little
then-
boat dock out here.
A little boat dock here for people.
Gotcha.
And let's show you the real interesting part. When you put out your garden farm, which was much later,
Mm-hmm.
I was in place of putting fence gates in.
Ah,
54,000 of them.
that's a lot of fence gates.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next year, I'll be using redstone.
I don't blame you.
But I will say, when this first turned on, I did take off 2 ticks of the server
I believe it.
and knocked off a couple people.
This is a huge farm.
Yeah. Well, we kept everybody in lights, that's for sure.
Do you know the production numbers off the top of your head?
Actually, I can give me not off my head, but I know I had made 54,000 lights already because I used them in my build.
So basically, it's a big number, whatever that number is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's actually been decreased because there's 5 other garden farms going.
Oh,
There's
okay.
3 other people having garden farms, so
Gotcha. But
this
this
just
is
keeps the spawns down for them, so everybody has a chance to get some.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But
Cool.
yeah, and then of course, an elevator, standard elevator. If you come down here, it's a really nice laid out build, of course.
I lost
Even
you
with
guys.
even with
Might wanna
the
turn on your clicking because you're clicking. Let me turn that off.
There we go. Yeah, okay. I see. They're all coming down, falling in there, and then the redstone.
The lava blade killing. Yep.
Yep.
We can't turn this one off. Once you get this one going, it's on.
Gotcha.
Or yours would be turned off, but
Yeah.
it's made for a server, not for a single person.
Yep.
so.
Makes sense. Well,
course.
cool.
Of course, we're working out a better version, so we might use the spawn chunk this year, because we're trying to put lots of farms together in one spot to keep down on the. So this has a slime chunk, of course, underneath of it, like they all do. So,
Yep.
and that's it.
Cool. Awesome. What's next?
So yes, this is the cenotaph. This was my. In Canada, we have Remembrance Day, where we remember the soldiers who have lost their lives in the wars. I think in the U.S. it's Veterans Day or something similar.
Memorial
Veterans
Day.
No,
Memorial Day,
Veterans.
No,
It's the same day as Veterans Day.
Memorial Day is remembering the fallen. Veterans Day is remembering veterans,
veterans.
whether they're alive or not.
So for me, I wanted to build something to help me remember a little bit, and so I had built this monument here.
Gotcha.
So if we come up here, I found some of the death counts for some of the wars that have happened and put them on some plaques here.
Gotcha. Whose keyboard is going crazy?
That might be mine. I've got a mechanical keyboard. Sorry about that.
That's all right. There we go. That's much better.
Yeah, let me take my hand off push to talk.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we got.
So up at the top, I've got the two towers for World War I and World War II, and in the middle is Flanders Fields, a traditional poem.
Major John McCrae.
Yep.
Very cool. This is awesome. What did you just like? Remembrance Day or whatever you guys call it in Canada just kind of came around and you thought it would be cool to do a build inspired by that, or?
Pretty much on all the servers I've been on where I've been active around Remembrance Day, I try to put something together to build. So
cool.
This was this year's.
Very cool.
Or technically last year's.
And we don't really celebrate it here in Denmark, so it was funny being a part of it.
Yeah, the park around the side was built by Angel, and StinaRose did the Nether tunnel.
Gotcha. Very cool. This is awesome. And I think that is pretty much it for this video as far as community builds go. So guys, thank you for showing me around. I appreciate it immensely. And yeah, that's going to do it.
Thanks for letting us show off our builds.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tour of those community builds. There's some really cool stuff, I gotta say. But I think that is going to do it for today's episode. So if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check those out as well. Stay tuned for more Patreon server tour videos coming up soon. Next episode, there's one of my favorite builds in the entire server coming up, so be excited for that. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.